everybody, and welcome to another Happy Book Birthday. Yay! Today we have the beautiful Kym Langfield with us. Welcome, Kym.
Thank you very much, Michelle. So exciting to be here. Hi, everyone.
Congratulations. Happy Book Birthday. So tell us a bit about the beautiful book, Solo Dan.
It is a beautiful book. It's such a lovely story. And the first time I read the story, I was so touched by it. I actually had a few tears. I was really connected to it straight away. And it was very quickly a yes that, I'd love to illustrate this story. Without giving away too much of the story, it is about a boy that, because I'm a teacher, I'm a primary school teacher, and he does actually remind me of a few students that I taught. So what he goes through in the story is, similar to what I've experienced with kids at school. So it meant a lot to me. And I was thrilled to be able to illustrate it.
Oh, that's just amazing. And where did you come up with the ideas for the illustrations? Were they based around the fact that you kind of already had a kid inside your head?
Yeah, a little bit, but funnily enough, when I spoke to Teena, the author, she had always pictured Dan to have red hair, like this bright, unruly red hair.
Yeah.
And I actually straight away thought of my granddad when he was a little boy. And we have photos of him when he was young, and he had this, crazy red curly hair. So I actually looked at a few of his photos for inspiration, and then I had to think about students I taught and took lots of photos around the place and looked in lots of books. But I was thinking of my little granddad.
Wow, that's cool. It's funny, isn't it? That I always think that it's really incredible how illustrators take words that are just on the page and then. Oh, sorry, my internet's gone a bit silly. Hang on a sec. I'm just telling you.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. No, I always think it's amazing how illustrators can take words on a page and then turn those into pictures. I honestly think you guys are absolute rock stars. So I think that's amazing that you can do that.
Oh, thank you very much.
You know from the beginning that you wanted to do this book, that you were on board the first time you read it?
Yeah, 100%. My publisher from Daisy Lane Publishing, Jennifer Sharp, had contacted me and asked if I was interested in illustrating a book, and she'd sent through a few different manuscripts, but as soon as I read Solo Dan, I was straight away into it and, almost begged Jennifer to let me illustrate the story. It's really special.
That's so great. Do you always kind of have to have that zing moment when you're reading a manuscript? Is that something that you look for?
I think so. I'd be very willing to illustrate, like plenty of stories, but I think it just makes it a lot more meaningful. And you can, I reckon that you can create much more, authentic illustrations if you're connected to the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can sort of visualize more happening.
Yes. And who helped you along the way? Like, was this something that you just kind of locked yourself away in a room, or is there somebody who I guess helped you to bring this to life?
No, I probably locked myself into the room that I'm sitting in now. And actually, I did draw in a few different locations. I drew in my car some of the time because I was working on this. I think it was actually towards the end of last year. I'm trying to remember now. And I was very busy doing all the mum things and, going between school and dropping off kids at swimming lessons and singing lessons. And there were a few times I was actually waiting to pick up my daughter from her singing lesson, and I brought my sketchbook along. I was sketching there. I actually took my papers to the swimming pool. A bit of a risk. On a couple of occasions, sat right up the back, and I hope the water wouldn't splash on the paper too much. But I sort of, just put my head down and worked through it, and just chatted to my publisher and Teena at different times, through the process, and they'd give me, you know, some feedback. They were really positive about it, and every now and again we made a little alteration. But yeah, I pretty much just put my own head down and worked hard on it.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit how you created Solo Dan. What did you use? Was there any special techniques or anything you can share with us?
I began by doing lots of sketches. So I always start off with my trusty grey lead, and I sketched on just ordinary computer paper, nothing too special to begin with. Came, you know, sort of brainstorm the story and then sketch lots of ideas for each page. And then I moved on to using better quality paper, some watercolour paper, still with that trusty grey lead. And then when I was happy with how the pictures were looking, and I chatted to Jennifer and Teena, then it was time to start getting out the watercolours, splashing on the colours.
Mm. Was there a hardest thing you had to draw? Was there something that you were just struggling with, or did it all come pretty natural?
People are always a challenge to draw, especially to get them to look realistic, actually look real. So I did spend a lot of time looking at lots of people. Hopefully nobody thought I was giving them some weird looks out in public, but also my own family members, and I took lots of photos of them. And yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge. I know that one of the characters in the story is a grandma, and there's a grandma and a granddad actually at different scenes, and I really enjoyed drawing them. But Teena really wanted the grandma to be like a trendy grandma, so then I was having a look at grandmas out and about, looking at their, you know, ones that had some cool fashion and accessories and glasses. And
I love that. I love that you were like stalking grandma.
Hopefully no one was scared.
Do you have a favourite page, like a favourite illustration?
Probably the final spread. Would you like me to show you?
Yes, please. Yep. Yes.
I really did love working on the front cover, because Dan is a very cheeky character and he's always doing funny and silly things, and I really enjoyed this one where he's swinging upside down. There's lots of fun moments in the book, actually. This one is, it's a bit hard to see on the screen, but he's poking his tongue out. But the final spread, again, without giving too much of the story away, it's a very special ending. The final spread where he's together with his family, and he's just really happy and on top of the world. Yeah, I think fairly simple concept, but lots of happiness.
Awesome. Do you have like, I know as mums we write on the back of McDonald's napkins and Medicare things, but do you have a special place that you like to go and draw? Do you have like a happy place?
I love drawing where I am now. So we have, it's a bit like a bigger sized townhouse, and the room I'm in now is an upstairs room with high ceilings, and it's a really bright, airy type of room. So I love drawing here with all my supplies around me. When I get a quiet moment, I mean, I often draw and work with children around and chaos around. I've sort of trained myself to do that. I'm sure you probably have too, Michelle. You have to, you know, because otherwise I do try and get up a little bit earlier in the mornings now and have a bit of that quiet time to myself.
So hard. So hard. Yeah.
Yes. It is hard.
Bed, yeah.
And I'm not as good now with staying up late. That's what I used to do. I'd, you know, stay up to midnight drawing away or painting away, and no, I'm not good now. Past about 8 o'clock.
Do you think,
Morning away.
I think we're just getting old.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm over the hill now.
Oh, I was exactly the same. Like I could stay till 2 in the morning and just write. And then like my brain is switched off. I can't work. So yeah, totally understand. Speaking of brains, like I know when I'm coming up with the story, I start with the words, but obviously is that a bit different for you? Do you think in pictures, or do you think in words and then translate them to pictures?
I think in pictures all the time now, but before it was about 5 years ago that I really decided I wanted to illustrate. But prior to that, since I was about 7 years old, I wanted to be an author. And so I was always writing stories, and that was it. I thought, you know, that's it. I have to be an author. But yeah, and I did used to think in words, and I would think of the storyline. You know, I'd always be going over the storyline and what could happen and how could I make it more exciting. But now, yeah, there's been a shift, and I've definitely, I'm very visual and thinking images, and sometimes I'll just get one image in my mind and that's it. That's a new story idea, and then I start to picture the whole story in my mind quite quickly. So yeah, there's been a shift.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you think author illustrator is a path that you'd like to go down?
Oh, yes. That's the big dream.
Oh, I
Definitely.
think that's just amazing. I can't even draw stick figures. So honestly, I just think you are absolutely amazing. So what do you think is the best part about what you do?
I think that the best part is that it's fun and it's something that I love. It's, you know, like turning one of your biggest hobbies and passions into something that you can actually do as a job. It's wonderful. Yeah, and you can share it with lots of people. Yeah. I can do it alongside my children. You know, they often get inspired and get creative as well. I'm very messy. Our house is always messy. Papers around everywhere. And I was also lucky the last 5 years. I'm back in the classroom now, but the last 5 years there was an opportunity to teach art at my school. So it sort of went hand in hand. So I was, surrounded by art all the time. It's just fun, and I love it.
Oh, wow, that's so exciting. So what advice would you give to aspiring illustrators or author illustrators, anyone from kids all the way up to grown-ups? What advice could you give them?
I think it's to set aside time, even if it's just a little bit each day, to practice. And it can be as simple as, you know, even when you are a bit sleepy at night time, watching TV, have a notebook on your lap and a pencil and just sketch. And it might be just sketching very simple things that you see around your lounge room. It could be something that pops into your head. I know earlier on I used to go down to the library and I'd pick out picture books by my favourite illustrators and just have a go at practicing things that they were drawing. It's just setting aside that regular time. Your skills really do improve quickly, and not being too fussy about materials as well. Like when I was a little girl, I didn't have a really good paint set or pencil set until I was an adult. I did get a set of Derwents when I was 12 and I just loved them. Used them for years and years, but you know, I was content with scraps of paper around the house, anything I could get my hands on. Yeah, I think it's to make time to practice your craft every day, or most days when possible.
Absolutely. That's amazing advice. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing the book Birthday of Solo Dan with us. It really is a beautiful, beautiful book.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you taking the time to give us the illustrator perspective as well. So that's been really, really interesting.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for taking the time to chat to me.
You're welcome. So if you would like to get a copy of Solo Dan, make sure you go onto the Daisy Lane Publishing website. That's probably the easiest place. And if people would like to contact you, Kym, where's the best way that they can get in touch?
I do have my art pages on Instagram and Facebook. I think it would be quite easy just to type in Kym Langfield and I'll pop up. And I have my email address linked in there as well.
Awesome. And I'll pop those details in the comments as well. So if anybody wants to get in touch, they'll be able to do that. And once again, congratulations and happy book birthday.
Thank you so much. Bye, Michelle.